Okay, over the last couple of weeks, what happened was we studied about accounting elements. Okay, we studied about accounting elements, and then we studied about transactions, and then we studied about accounting equation. Okay, so I'm not going to, okay, let me quickly go through accounting equation. So accounting equation, we already learned. Accounting equation is about assets and the ownership of the assets. We have assets on one side, and who owns the asset on the other side? Is it the owner or some other party? That is what we are looking at. So firstly, we have assets which are owned by the owner himself. ව්‍යාපාරයක අයිතිකාරයට ඔක්කොම assets ටික අයිති, the first instance where the owner owns all the assets, but after some time what happens is owner does not have enough money, so he goes to a bank or some other party and take a loan. Okay, so then assets will be equal to equity plus liability. Okay, so we learned about accounting elements. Firstly, assets, liability, uh, income, expenses, and equity. And then before that, we learned about transactions, cash transactions, and credit transactions, then accounting elements, and then accounting equation. So now, today, the important thing that we are going to do is we are going to enter transactions into accounting equation. අද අපි කරන්න හදන්නේ transaction එකක් accounting equation එකට දාන්න හදන්නේ. So in businesses we have transactions. අපිට තියෙනවා transactions. These transactions we have to record them in accounting. Okay. We have to record them in accounting. So in that case, the thing that we are going to do today is the first part. Okay. It is the first part. Then අද අපි කරන්නේ, what we are going to do today is we are going to take a transaction. Okay. Then we are going to see whether it is a cash transaction or credit transaction, and what are the accounting elements involved in it. And then are these accounting elements, the assets, liability, equity, income and expenses, are they increasing or decreasing? That is what we are going to see today. දැන් අද අපි කරන්නේ accounting equation එක අරගෙන ඉවර වෙලා transaction එකක් අරගෙන ඉවරලා ඒ transactions එක අපි accounting equation එක පැත්තෙන් බලනවා. බලනවා අපි මුලින්ම transaction එක බලනවා. මුලින්ම is it a credit transaction? මේක credit transaction. Is it a cash transaction? මේක cash transaction එකක්. ඊට පස්සේ what are the accounting elements in this? මේක ඇතුලේ තියෙන accounting elements මොනවද? Assets, liability, equity, capital. Equity means capital, then income and expenses. මේ ටික අපි බලමු. ඊට පස්සේ මේ each item එක වැඩි වෙලාද අඩු වෙලාද? Each of these item have it increased or decreased? That is what we are going to see at this stage. Next stage, අපි ඊළඟ stage එකේදී මේ වැඩිවීම හෝ අඩුවීම, that means this increment or decrement, we will record it as debit credit entries. But at this stage, we will identify it as an increase or decrease. Okay, number one. Now, this is the logic. Okay, but in real life you don't have to take a lot of time like that, but in reality this is the logic. First we look at the transaction. Is the transaction cash or credit? Okay, then we are going to look at what are the accounting elements in it. Okay, after looking that, after identifying the accounting elements, okay, then we are going to see, okay, what type of accounting element? What type of accounting element? Okay, now what are the accounting elements in it means, now we are going to see whether it is an asset, liability, then income, expense, or equity. We are going to see which is inside this transaction. Okay, then what we are going to do is, if it's now, for example, For example, what we are going to do is, if it is an asset, okay, we are going to see what asset is it. Is it cash? Is it a fixed deposit? Okay. Is it a equipment? Likewise, we are going to see what type of accounting element is inside that. Then we are going to see whether it has increased or decreased. Okay. Then we put it to accounting equation. Then we put it to accounting equation. So those are the few things that we are going to do. Okay. මේක තමයි ඇත්තටම අපි බලන්න යන්නේ. But when we get used to this, we don't have to go into those things one by one individually. හරිද? හැබැයි ඇත්තටම මේක ඇතුළේදී වෙන්නේ ඕකයි. ඔය ඇතුළේදී වෙන්නේ මේකයි. Right? Okay. Now let's start this. Okay. So I hope you all can also do this with me. Y'all can draw a table like this. One side assets. Okay. Next side, it is equity plus liability. Here in assets, we have three types of assets: equipment, fixed deposit, and cash. Okay. Equity, we have the equity itself. And then as the liability, we have the bank loan. Okay. So you all can take 1 to 2 minutes and write this. Firstly, you have to write, you have to divide this to, let's say, 6 columns. First one is the number. Then this column is and this is a single column. And below that, you have 3 columns: equipment, fixed deposit, cash. Then you have equal mark, then equity plus liability. And below that, you have 1 column each. මේ වගේ column තියෙන මේ විදිහට ගහගන්න. මේ උඩම column එක හිස්, ඒ කියන්නේ තනි column එකක් විදිහට දාලා ඒකේ යටතේ equipment, fixed deposit, cash කියන එක දාගන්න. ඊට පස්සේ equity, then bank loan. Take 2 minutes and write this. Now it is 11:39. Take 2 minutes and write this. Okay, now let's go to the first transaction. Okay, invested rupees 500,000 as capital. Invested rupees 500,000 as capital. Okay, now in this transaction, invested rupees 500,000 as capital. So definitely this is a cash transaction. Okay, so we know we don't want to involve any liabilities in this. Okay, this is a cash transaction. Then it says invested rupees 500,000. And then it says as capital. So we have two things. We have two things. We have two things. One is this 500,000. Okay. And then the next is this capital. Okay. Next is this capital. So this 500,000, it is an asset. Rupees 500,000. Rupees 500,000 එකක් කියන්නේ රුපියල් ලක්ෂ 5ක්. That is an asset. And this capital means capital කියන්නේ equity එකට. හරිද? Capital එක කියන්නේ equity එකට. So we have to enter this into this transaction. Invested rupees 500,000 as capital. Now what is happening? This cash is going up by 500,000. Okay. It is going up by 500,000. Okay. Then equity, capital can equity, capital means equity. So that is also going up by 500,000. Okay. Okay. Then the second transaction, obtain a bank loan of rupees 200,000. Obtain a bank loan of rupees 200,000. Now this particular transaction, it has liabilities in it. Okay, it has a liabilities in it. Obtain a bank loan of rupees 200,000. Now we have two things here. In every transaction, we have to identify there are two accounting elements, two forms of accounting elements. Here, one is bank loan. Okay, we have one that is bank loan. Then the next one is rupees 200,000. Rupees 200,000. So we have two things. One thing is bank loan. The next one is rupees 200,000. Now what has happened? Now Nehara has go to the bank and Nehara has taken a bank loan of rupees 200,000. Then what is happening is now bank loan is going up by 200,000. Okay. Bank loan is going up by 200,000. Now, when you take the bank loan, what happened? You also received 200,000 in cash. You also received 200,000 in cash. This 200,000, that is asset. Okay, that is an asset. And that cash also we will be recording as plus 200,000. Okay, like this. Now, the next important thing is all the time this side, okay, this asset side and this equity plus liability side should be equal. For example, here it's 500,000 and in this side also it is 500,000. Here it's 200,000. Here also it's 200,000. Okay, and even the totals should be equal. For example, here the total is 700,000. Okay, it's 700,000. Here it's 500,000. Here it's 200,000. Now see the totals, 500,000 and 200,000 is 700,000. And here also it's 700,000. So all the time, this should be equal. Now, assets should be equal to equity plus liability. Okay. Okay, can you take a couple of minutes and do the third transaction? Do the third transaction and in the chat, send me the answer. Okay, do the third transaction and send me the answer in the chat. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to the third transaction. Deposited rupees 100,000 in a fixed deposit account. Deposited rupees 100,000 in a fixed deposit account. Now here, if you look at this transaction, this is a cash transaction. Okay, no credit transactions involved. Okay, then we have two parts or as two accounting elements. Those two parts will be rupees 100,000 one thing. Okay, then the next one is the fixed deposit account. Okay, those are the two accounting elements and the two accounting element classes, or the two types of accounting elements. Then when we say rupees 100,000, this will be cash. Okay, this rupees 100,000 is definitely cash. Then when it is a fixed deposit account, that is also an asset, which is a fixed deposit asset. Okay, here rupees 100,000 is an asset. And what is the asset? What type of asset is it is? What is the class of that asset? That is cash. Then we have fixed deposit account, which is also an asset. And what type of asset it is, or what class of asset it is a fixed deposit account. Here, both the things are happening to assets. Okay, that is rupees 100,000, which is cash, and fixed deposit account, which is asset and fixed deposit account. Rupees 100,000 is asset and cash. Okay, so he says deposited rupees 100,000 in a fixed deposit account. Okay, within the Mukaddam, what is happening here? Now you are taking 100,000 out of the business drawer එකේ තියෙන සල්ලි වලින් රුපියල් ලක්ෂයක් අරගන්නවා. You are taking 100,000 out of your drawer and you are going to the bank and putting it in a fixed deposit. You are taking 100,000 out and putting it in a fixed deposit. Okay. So cash, what is happening? Cash, what is happening? Cash will be reduced. Cash will be reduced by 100,000. Okay. Cash will be reduced by 100,000. On the other hand, what is happening to fixed deposit account is fixed deposit account is going up. Fixed deposit account is going up by rupees 100,000. Okay. So that is what is happening. And when you net this, see, it will be zero. Once you net this plus 100,000 and minus 100,000, that will be zero. That will be zero. So this asset will be equal to equity plus liability. Both are zero. Here it is zero. Here also it is zero. Okay. And once you total this also, what is happening? From here, 100,000 will be reduced. Okay. Sorry. From here, 100,000 will be reduced. And here, 100,000 is added. Okay. See, here it is, the total is 700,000. Here also, the total is 700,000. Okay. Okay. Take a couple of minutes and record this. Okay. Now we are going to the fourth transaction. It says, earned a cash income, rupees 60,000 from computer repairs. Earned a cash income, rupees 60,000 from computer repairs. Okay, this is a cash transaction. No credit transactions involved. Okay. Then let's see what are the accounting elements and what are the type of accounting elements here. Accounting elements මොකක්ද accounting element එක කියන එකයි අපි බලමු. Earned cash income of rupees 60,000. Now one is income. Okay. One is income. One is income. Income කිව්ව ගමන් අපි දන්නවා income කියලාම counting element එකක් තියෙනවා. So one thing is income. Then the other is rupees 60,000. The other is rupees 60,000. Okay. So we have two things. Okay. We have two things. One is income. Other is rupees 60,000. Okay. Earn a cash income of rupees 60,000 from computer repairs. Okay, then let's look at what I already know. Rupees 60,000 I know. It says earned a cash income of rupees 60,000. So ideally what should have happened? Ideally මොකක්ද වෙලා තියෙන්න පුළුවන්? Your cash should have gone up. So you have earned cash 60,000. So your cash balance is going up. Okay. So this here cash should go up. Okay. By 60,000. Right. $60,000. It's gone up. Okay. Then it says earned a cash income. Earned a cash income. Now to which segment we should adjust this income? අපි මේ income එක කොහටද දාන්න ඕනේ? Tell me, send me a message in the chat. Everyone send me a reply in the chat. Where should we include this income? Should we include this income under assets? Should we include this income under equity? Or should we include this income under liability? අපි කොහෙද මේක දාන්න ඕනේ කියලා කියන්න මට. Okay, I am receiving. There should be only one. If it is equity, equity. If it is assets, it is assets. So you might have meant the both things. Okay. Okay. I hope almost everyone has got it correct. So we have to include income and equity. Okay. We have to include income and equity because what is the definition of the income? Definition of the income is increase in equity other than from introducing capital to the business. Okay. The definition of income is increasing in equity other than introducing from capital infusion. Okay, කියන්නේ business එකට capital එක දාන්න නැතුව business එකේ equity එක වැඩි වෙන එකට තමයි අපි income කියලා කියන්නේ. So we have to include it under equity. Okay. So plus 60,000. Okay. See, now here, if you look at this, both sides are equal. Assets 60,000, equity 60,000. Okay. Here also what is happening? It is going up by 60,000. Okay. And here also it is going up by 60,000. Okay. Let's add this and this. Okay. Okay. See, both sides are balanced. Okay. Then did you all understand this? මේක හැමෝටම තේරුණාද? Okay, now we have the fifth transaction. Paid rupees 10,000 as monthly rent of the business. Paid rupees 10,000 as monthly rent of the business. Okay. So here it says paid rupees 10,000. Okay, it's a cash transaction. You have paid 10,000 as monthly rent of the business. Okay, so we have two parts or two accounting elements which are involved. One is rupees 10,000, which is asset and cash. The second one is for what we have made this payment. මොකක් වෙනුවෙන්ද අපි මේ payment එක කරලා තියෙන්නේ? Monthly rent එක වෙනුවෙන්. Okay. So what is monthly rent? Can someone tell me what is monthly rent? What could it be? Could it be asset? Could it be liability? Could it be income? Could it be expense? Or could it be a equity? Monthly rent එක කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? It's usually expense. Okay, monthly rent is an expense. මට තියෙන වියදම. Okay, so we have two things here. This is basically a cash transaction, which is rupees 10,000, and I have asset which is rupees 10,000, and then I have an expense which is the monthly rent. Okay, so paid rupees 10,000, payment of cash, I know it. So my cash balance is going down by 10,000. Okay, my cash balance is going down by 10,000. Right? Then what is happening? I am incurring an expense. I am incurring the expense. Okay, I am incurring the expense. When I am incurring expense, what is happening? My equity is going down. මගේ expense එකක් කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? මගේ equity එක අඩු වෙනවා. Okay, so I asked you to watch that YouTube video. So there are all the definitions which are helpful for this task. Okay, so what is happening? My equity is going down by 10,000. Okay, here see. Okay, and here also it's going down. See, both sides are equal. Okay, 7,50,000 and 7,50,000. Okay, then the next part is a little new part. Okay, Nehara withdraw rupees 20,000 from the business for her private use. Nehara withdraw rupees 20,000 from the business for her private use. Okay, see here. No, basically this is also a cash transaction, like a cash involved in a transaction, right? Nehara withdraw rupees 20,000. This thing we know. Okay, very easy for us to figure it out. Okay, there is a cash involvement of rupees 20,000. Okay, now අපි මේක cash transaction එකක් කියලා තේරුණා. අපි මේක ඇතුළට ගිහිල්ලා බලද්දි we have to identify the two accounting elements. One is rupees 20,000, which is asset and cash. Then you have, then it says Nehara withdraw from the business for her private use. Withdrawing for private use. Withdrawing for private use. ඒ කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? මේකට අපි කියනවා withdrawing for private use කියන එකට අපි කියනවා drawings එකක් කියලා. Withdrawing for private use එකකට අපි කියනවා drawings කියලා. එතකොට මේ drawings එකකදී හැමතිස්සෙම වෙන්නේ what is happening in a drawing is your equity will go down. Okay? If you are drawing out of the business, then what is happening? Your equity will come down. You are drawing out of the business, so your equity will come down. Okay, so let's work it out. Here what is happening, the sixth transaction. So your 20,000 cash is going down. Okay. And your equity will also be reduced by 20,000. Okay. Okay. So what is happening here? Oh, it is going down by 20,000. And here also it is going down by 20,000. Now see, all the sides are equated. Here all the sides are equated. Minus 20,000, minus 20,000. Okay. Then the seventh one. Purchase equipment at rupees 100,000 and paid rupees 500, paid rupees 5,000 of the telephone bill of the month. Okay, there are two transactions involved in this. Purchase equipment at rupees 100,000 and paid rupees 5,000 of the telephone bill of the month. Okay, take a couple of minutes and try this out. Purchase equipment at rupees 100,000, paid rupees 500, purchase equipment at rupees 100,000. Okay, let's do that first. Here there are two parts. One is, this is a cash transaction. You have paid rupees 100,000, okay, as cash, and you have purchased equipment. එතකොට මේකේ තියෙන දෙපැත්තම assets. Okay, both will be assets. Okay. So what has happened here is now you have paid rupees 100,000 and you have bought 100,000 worth of equipment. Okay. The next one, paid rupees 5,000 of the telephone bill of the month. Okay. Here it is going up by here. It goes down. And the next part is paid rupees 5,000 of the telephone bill of the month. Okay, so you have paid rupees 5,000. Okay, you have paid rupees 5,000, which is cash. Reduction in cash. Okay, rupees 5,000. And what is it? It is expense. Okay, 5,000. It's a reduction in equity. So you have paid rupees 5,000 and for the telephone bill. Okay, telephone bill is a expense. Telephone bill එක කියන එක expense එකක්. So your equity will come down by 5,000. Okay. Okay. Then we have another part. Okay. Now here, if you can remember, in the sixth one, we talked about drawings. drawings කියන එක ගැන අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තා. Now in the 8th one we have a new part. Nehara invested an additional capital of rupees 50,000. මේකෙදි කියනවා Nehara invested an additional capital. Additional capital එකක් invest කරාලු rupees 50,000 වලදී. එතකොට මෙතෙන්දී this is also a cash transaction. There is 50,000 cash. Okay, 50,000 cash තියෙනවා. And the next part is additional capital. Additional capital. Additional capital කියන word එකේම අපිට තේරුණා equity කියන එක වැඩි වෙනවා කියලා. අපි capital කියලා කියනවා අපි equity එකට කියන තවත් නම. එතකොට මොකක්ද මෙතෙන්දි වෙන්නේ? Assets is going up by 50,000 which is cash. Cash asset is going up by 50,000 and on the other hand capital is also going up by 50,000. Okay. So what is happening here? Cash is going up by 50,000 because of the introducing of new capital, right? And on the other hand, capital or the equity is also going up by 50,000. Okay. Okay. Then it says settled rupees 20,000 of the bank loan. 9th one, settled rupees 20,000 of the bank loan. Now, this involves liabilities, okay, but this is a cash transaction because you have cash in it, okay? You have made the settlement immediately, okay? You don't have a future settlement. I mean, bank loan is a separate story, but this particular transaction, the settlement is done immediately, okay? So, settled rupees 20,000 of the bank loan. So, what is happening here? Rupees 20,000 you have, that is cash, very easy, right? Settlement of rupees 20,000 of the bank loan. Okay. So here what is happening? Rupees 20,000 you had in the business is going out. Okay. Rupees 20,000 you had in the business is going up, out. Cash is going down. Okay. Cash is reducing by 20,000. Meantime, what is happening is your loan is also going down by 20,000. ඔයා loan එකක් ගෙවද්දී ඔයාගේ loan එකත් අඩු වෙනවා 20,000 වලින්. See what has happened? Your cash is reduced by 20,000 because of the settlement of the bank loan. And once you are settling the bank loan, your liabilities is also going down by 20,000. Okay. So see, 20,000 reduced here, cash, and liabilities also reduced. Here both sides will be equal. Minus 20,000 minus 20,000. Okay. Okay. See, now we have completed this exercise and then both sides are equal. 7,60,000 and 7,60,000. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the answers and we'll check it. Okay. 5,000, 5,000, correct. Okay, correct. It's correct. It's correct. 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 Okay. So it's all correct. Oh. We have to use this 5,000 also. See, this is how we do this question. So take a couple of minutes, review this uh, and complete your answers. And with that, we conclude this exercise. Okay, we have another question. So let me read it out first. Okay, then we can straight away go into the question. The following balances were extracted as at 1st August from Sandhamini's business. Okay, assets, furniture 300,000, stocks 200,000, debtors 100,000, and cash 200,000. Then liabilities, bank loan 300,000 and creditors 100,000. The following transactions occurred in the week of the in week of August 2025. Okay, first week again which a transaction sticker. Purchase of goods at rupees 100 to sell. Sold goods which were purchased at 100 for rupees 1,25,000. Settled rupees 50,000 of the bank loan. Paid 10,000 as salaries. Sadhavit withdraw goods at a cost of rupees 20,000 for her private use. Purchased furniture at rupees 50,000 for the use of the business. Purchased goods at rupees 200,000 on credit basis. Sold goods at rupees 100,000 on credit basis. These goods has been purchased at rupees 60,000. Received rupees 80,000 from debtors. Then paid rupees 50,000 to creditors. So those are the 10 transactions that we are going to try out. So let's first you have to draw this table. One side you have assets, then the other side you have equity and the liability. Okay, then one side you have the assets and then the other side you have the equity and liability. So under assets you have four types of assets: furniture, stock, debtor, and cash. And among the liabilities, you have two types of liabilities: bank loan and creditors. Okay. Then you have the equity. So I will put these things into these boxes. Okay. Furniture, we have 300,000. Furniture, we have 300,000. Okay. Then stocks, we have 200,000. And then debtors, we have 100,000. Okay. Cash, we have 200,000. Okay, so that is the composition of the assets. So we have 800,000 worth of assets. Then we have liabilities, which is the bank loan 300,000. Okay, and creditors another 100,000. Okay, okay. So what we don't have is the equity. Okay, what we don't have is the equity. So we learn assets is equal to equity plus liability. Okay. Then if we do not have the equity, so what is equity? Equity will be assets minus liability. That is very simple mathematics. So, sorry, equity is equal to, why is that happening? Oh, for some reason my shift key is not working. Let me copy it. Okay. Equity is equal to assets minus liability. Okay, then let's do it. Okay. Okay, so my equity is 400,000. Okay, what I did was I collected the total of the assets, which is 800,000, and I reduce 400,000 out of that, and my equity is 400,000. So I have my baseline. Okay, this is at the start of the first week. This is the situation. So I am supposed to do these 10 adjustments. So I am supposed to enter these 10 transactions into the accounting equation. So take couple of minutes and try this out. Take couple of minutes and try this out. Okay. So now we have 10 transactions. Okay. Let's look at the first one. Purchase goods at rupees 100,000 to sell. Purchase goods at rupees 100,000 to sell. Okay. Here we have purchase of goods. Okay. Purchase of goods, which is at rupees 100,000. So this is a cash transaction. The settlement is made immediately, and there are one type of accounting element with two types in it. Okay, so goods and the rupees 100,000, both of them are assets. Okay, goods is a one type of asset, and rupees 100,000, which is the cash, is the next type of asset. Okay, okay, so let's write it. So when you purchase goods for the sale, okay, it becomes a stock. Okay, when you buy goods for reselling, that become a stock. Okay, that is not a something like furniture, which is also another asset. Okay, you have bought goods for the reselling, so it becomes your stock. Okay, so your stock is going up by 100,000. Okay, and you have paid 100,000 to buy that stock. Okay, so your cash balance is going down by rupees 100,000. Okay, so first one done. See, those balances are equated. Okay, balances ඔක්කොම සමාන වෙලා තියෙනවා. Then sold goods which were purchased at rupees 100,000 for rupees 1,25,000. Now this is a little tricky one. Sold goods which were purchased at rupees 100,000 for rupees 1,25,000. මේකෙදි සංගවෙච්ච තව item එකක් තියෙනවා. Here there is a hidden item. What is it? Any idea? That is profit. Okay, in this transaction there is another item which the examiner has not tell you. Okay, not told you. So here we have a profit of how? We have a profit of 1,25,000 minus 100,000. We have a profit of 25,000 as well. Okay. Okay. So what has happened is sold goods which were purchased at rupees 100,000. එතකොට stock එක අඩු වෙනවා 100,000 වලින්. Okay. Then you have received 1,25,000. You have received 1,25,000. Okay. And on the other hand, you have a profit or you have an income of rupees 25,000. Okay. That will be added to your equity. Okay. See, so both sides are equal. Okay. Okay. Then let's go to the third transaction. Settled rupees 50,000 of the bank loan. Settled rupees 50,000 of the bank loan. Here you have 50,000, which is cash, and bank loan a liability. Okay, rupees 50,000 asset and cash, and bank loan is your liability. Okay, so you have settled. You have settled. That means you have paid. Okay, if you have paid, it will reduce your cash balance by 50,000. And on the other hand, you have settled the loan. So your loan is also settled by 50,000. Okay. Okay, so settlement of rupees 50,000 of the bank loan. What has happened? Cash is reduced by 50,000, and on the other hand, bank loan is also reduced by 50,000. Then we have another transaction, paid rupees 10,000 as salaries. So this is also a cash transaction, which is the settlement is made immediately. Settlement එක immediately කරලා තියෙනවා. එතකොට මොකක්ද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? Paid rupees 10,000 as salaries. Okay. So 10,000 you have paid as salaries. This 10,000 is cash. Your cash is going down by 10,000. And salaries is an expense. Salaries is an expense. So that expense will be reducing or coming down from equity. Okay. So equity will come down by 10,000. Okay. So that is done. Paid rupees 10,000 as salaries. Cash is reducing by 10,000 and equity is reducing by 10,000. Then, okay, then Sandhavini withdraw goods at a cost of rupees 20,000 for her private use. Make a tika kalutteka. Okay, this is a little new one. Sandhamini withdraw goods at a cost of rupees 20,000 for her private use. Now, earlier question, see, earlier question we did. Okay, we said Nehara withdraw rupees 20,000 from the business for her private use. Okay, this 20,000 withdrawal was a cash withdrawal. But in this question, this 20,000 withdrawal is from the goods. So when you are making a drawings කියන දෙයක් වෙද්දී it could be either cash or from goods. Drawings කියලා කියන්නේ business එකෙන් අයිතිකාරයා තමන්ගේ පුද්ගලික පාවිච්චියට සල්ලි ගන්නවා. Okay, drawings means owner is taking either money or goods in the business for his personal use. Okay, okay, goods or money in the business taking out for his or her personal use. Okay. Okay, now let's work it out. The fifth one. So Sandhamini withdraw goods. Okay, she has withdrawn goods. Okay, withdraw goods at a cost of rupees 20,000 for her private use. For her private use. Okay, so what we have to do? Goods is going down by 20,000. Okay, goods is going down by 20,000. Meantime, her equity is also going down by 20,000. Okay, so 7,45,000 both sides. It is nicely equated. Okay, minus 20,000 and minus 20,000. Then we have purchase goods at rupees 200,000. Sixth one, I have missed it. Purchased furniture at rupees 50,000 for the use of the business. Purchase furniture at rupees 50,000 for the use of the business. Okay, so what is happening here? He has Sandhamini has purchased furniture for rupees 50,000. Okay, so furniture is asset, rupees 50,000 is an asset, furniture is furniture asset, and rupees 50,000 is cash asset. So what is happening? අර සල්ලි දෙනවා රුපියල් 50,000 දෙද්දි මොකද වෙන්නේ? What is happening when you are paying 50,000? A 50,000 අඩු වෙනවා. So that 50,000 will be reduced. Okay, 50,000 cash is reduced. But on the other hand, furniture balance is going up by 50,000. Okay, see, so this is zero. Asset side is zero. It will be net off. Okay, no impact. Okay, sixth one is also done. So we have the seventh one. Purchase goods at rupees 200,000 on credit basis. Purchased goods at rupees 200,000 on credit basis. So he has purchased goods worth of 200,000. Okay, so your goods worth of 200,000. Okay, it's going up by 200,000. Okay, now this is a credit transaction. See, settlement is not made immediately. Okay, this is a credit transaction. So here what happens is you are making a new item called creditors. Okay, so you have a liability that is also going up by 200,000. So your stock balance is also going up by 200,000. And your liability, which is creditors, is also going up by 200,000. And see, all the balance are equated, 9,45,000 both sides. Okay. Then you have the eighth one. Okay. Sold goods at a rupees 100,000 on credit basis. These goods has been purchased at rupees 60,000. Okay. Here also there is a hidden item, that is profit. Okay. Sold goods at rupees 100,000 on credit basis. This goods has been purchased at rupees 60,000. Okay, this is little tricky. So let's do it step by step. Okay, sold goods at rupees 100,000 on credit basis. එතකොට මේක ඇවිල්ලා credit transaction. This is a credit transaction. Settlement is not made immediately. Okay, so when you sell on credit, you make a new asset. Okay, when you sell on credit, okay, when you buy on credit, you make a new liability. When you sell on credit, you make a new asset, that is debtors. Okay, so sell at a credit. Okay, rupees 100,000, you make a new asset called debtors. Okay, so that is 100,000, right? Sold at rupees 100,000 on credit, and these goods has been purchased at rupees 60,000. Make habai goods වල වටිනාකම 60,000. So stock balance is going down by 60,000. 60,000. Okay, but here the important thing is you have bought goods at 60,000 and you have sold it at 100,000. So you have 40,000 profit or 40,000 additional income. Okay, 40,000 additional income is there. And when you have additional income, you include it in the equity. Okay, so 40,000 you add to equity. See, here 9,85,000 and 9,85,000 both are balanced. Okay, so eighth transaction is also completed. Okay, now you had this debtors. Again, ණයට බඩු කට්ටි හිටියානේ. Okay, what has happened? They have paid you 80,000. Those people who bought from you at a credit have paid you 80,000. Okay, again ණයට ගත්ත අය what 80,000ක් ගෙවලා තියෙනවා. Okay, so what is happening? When they make the settlement, when debtors make a settlement, their debtor balance is going down by 80,000. Okay. On the other hand, you have cash, which is asset, is also going up by 80,000. They have given you money, you know. Okay. So your debtor balance is going down by 80,000 on one hand, and your cash balance is going up by 80,000 on the other hand. Okay. So see, both sides are balanced, 9,85,000 and 9,85,000. Okay, then you have made a payment to the creditors. Okay, it's not just that ඔයාගෙන් ණයට බඩු ගත්ත කට්ටිය ඔයාට සල්ලි ගෙවනවා වගේම ඔයා කාගෙන් හරි ණයට බඩු ගත්තොත් එයාට සල්ලි ගෙවන්නත් ඕන. Okay, similar to you are receiving money from your debtors, similar to you are receiving money from people who borrowed from you, you have to pay money to people whom you borrowed. Okay, if you have not made, you bought some goods and you have not made the payments, so now it is time you should make the payment. Okay, so what is happened in the 10th transaction? You have paid 50,000. Okay, 50,000. Okay, 50,000. So your cash balance is going down 50,000, and creditors is also coming down by 50,000 because you have settled them. Okay, so you don't have that liability anymore because you settled it. You don't have any liability anymore. Okay, so that is how we effect these 10 transactions. Okay, these 10 transactions, that is how we effect. Okay, so we have completed it, and let's look at it with the answers and see whether it is correct. Let's look at the total. Yeah, it's all good in shape. Okay, so this is how you complete it. Okay, so with that, we will wrap up this question, and let me pause this video and ask you any questions you have and to clarify the questions you have. Okay.